Like love, it's a different kind of pain. Same porch, same love, but it'll never be the same. We was hood, rich, broke, heart still playing the game. On the block with loyalty and her feel the same.
After school let out, Nia sat quietly on her bed, flipping through her sketchbook, trying to make sense of the images she couldn't remember drawing. A knock at the door shook her out of her haze. Jada, bold as always, stepped inside without asking.
Girl, what in the haunted house hell is this?
She held up a sketch, one that Nia had no memory of drawing. A pale version of herself with hollow eyes and long, unraveling braids stared back at her from the page. Jada scrolled through her phone and showed Nia a forum post titled, "Kids Who See Ghosts Before They Die."
I didn't draw that. Not on purpose.
Sunlight sliced through the blinds, casting shadows across the room like prison bars. Jada gave a soft laugh, but her eyes said otherwise. She felt it too. Something about room 208 was starting to breathe again. Later that night, Nia tiptoed down the hallway, the wooden floor cool beneath her bare feet. She clutched a cup of water in trembling hands. As she neared room 208, a faint humming began. It wasn't music. It was more like lullaby static. Grandma's shadow passed at the far end of the hallway, pausing ever so slightly.
Don't stand too close to that door.
But Nia couldn't move. Light bled from beneath the door like a heartbeat. That hum. It sounded like a little girl singing, but off, like she didn't remember the words anymore. Under the moonlight, Nia sketched feverishly. Her hands worked faster than her thoughts. Her eyes blurred with tears. She was drawing herself again, but different. Darker eyes, cracked lips, no life in the smile. Behind her, the reflection in the window twisted, and a second version of Nia stood silently. A smirk ghosted across her lips.
You know me. You always have.
Nia gasped and turned, but no one was there. Just the window. Just her. But not. Angela burst through the door, eyes wide, robe dragging behind her like a storm cloud. She snatched the sketchbook from Nia's hands, her voice trembling as she tore the page.
Where did you see her? Who told you to draw this?
Nia leapt to her feet, hurt flashing across her face.
You don't even talk to me, and now you want to rip up my life.
The page floated gently to the ground, then curled in on itself like it knew it wasn't supposed to exist. Grandma Eloise stood in the hallway, quiet, unmoved. She'd been watching, listening. Her fingers tapped against the hallway wall just once.
She's awake again.
And just like that, she turned, disappearing into the dark, leaving behind only the sound of the hallway clock ticking far too slow. The next morning, Nia never made it to school. She waited until the house was quiet, then crept toward room 208. Her hand hovered over the doorknob. Something inside whispered her name like it was a lullaby. The door creaked open. Drawings lined the walls, scribbles, stick figures, some bleeding red crayon. A broken doll sat in the corner, eyes gone. She sees you now. The door slammed shut behind her. She didn't scream. She listened. Inside an old dresser, Nia found a hidden drawer. Inside, sketches, dozens of them. All by her mother, Angela. Girls hiding under beds, shadows with hands. One sketch mirrored what Nia had drawn the night before.
She saw her too.
Her hands shook. Suddenly, this wasn't just about mercy. This was about the lies grown-ups told to forget their own ghosts. Upstairs, Jada screamed. The bathroom door slammed and locked behind her. Steam filled the mirror. Her reflection stared back at her. But then, writing appeared. Go back. Her phone died.
Nia, open the door.
The pipes whispered. The walls moaned. Something tapped back from inside the mirror. Downstairs, Angela and Grandma Eloise faced each other across the kitchen. The torn sketch lay on the table.
She's seeing what I saw.
You opened that room after everything I did to seal it shut.
Between them, a cracked photo frame. Angela, age 8, standing in front of room 208, smiling. At the school office, Mr. Coleman sat alone. Nia's journal entry trembled in his hands. She talks to me when I dream. Drawings of the other Nia scattered across the page. Behind him, a file labeled Angela Harris, 1999.
It's happening again.
He pulled out a dusty folder marked Room 208. Inside, reports. One word written in red across the top. Mercy. Back at Grandma Eloise's home, Nia is sleeping peacefully. Suddenly, Nia opened her eyes. But the room was wrong. It was charcoal, graphite, like a sketchbook come to life. Drawings moved around her, whispered, watched. At the foot of her bed, the other Nia stood, smiling.
Now we're the same.
Nia tried to scream, but her voice was flat. Ink bled from the walls. Her hands, paper thin. She was inside her own drawing, and Mercy was waiting. The silence in room 208 used to be a blessing. Now it's a warning, and Grandma's secrets are starting to seep through the walls. Eloise sat in her room, the house dark and still. Her hands trembled as she held the tarnished key. The locked wooden box on her dresser had sat untouched for decades. But now, it called her. Inside, a photo. Young Angela, room 208 behind her, and beside her, a girl with long braids. Her face was scratched out. Forgive me, Mercy. Meanwhile, Nia's hand moved violently across her sketchbook. She wasn't drawing. She was channeling. Her eyes rolled back, her breathing shallow, but her hand kept moving until it froze mid-stroke, sketching. Mercy's missing face. You drew her name. Now you'll hear her story. In 1999, Angela Harris was 8, quiet, withdrawn, and never alone. Room 208 wasn't empty back then. It belonged to a girl who never went to school, who never left the house. Her name was Mercy.
She said she'd stay if I stayed quiet.
Angela watched from behind the curtains as Mercy began to fade. She was never buried, never reported, just erased. Upstairs, curiosity got the better of Jada. She climbed into Grandma's attic and found Angela's old diary.
She said if I tell the truth, I'll lose my voice like her.
Then, the floor creaked. A cold draft swept past her. Etched into the wood beneath her feet was the name, Mercy. Meanwhile, Nia couldn't stop herself. Her hand spelled out the name as if guided by someone else. As soon as she finished the Y, the lights flickered. Her window slammed shut. The name glowed, and her breath caught in her throat.
Mercy.
Grandma crept down the hallway with a candle. Her face was pale, her lips trembling. And on the wall behind her, the shadow of a girl with braids, floating, watching. Voice, You promised you'd never say my name. The candle blew out. Complete darkness. Mercy was never gone. She was just waiting for someone to remember her. Mr. Coleman stayed late at school, pulling out a box labeled Harris Family. Inside, newspaper clippings. A missing girl. No charges filed. Sketches. Nearly identical to Nia's.
They covered it up, but she's still in that room.
In Nia's room, Angela finally cracked. Tears streamed down her face as she stared at her daughter.
She was my sister. Mama made me say she ran away, but she never left the house.
Why me?
The storm outside howled, but inside room 208, it was dead quiet. Nia entered slowly. Toys floated in the air. Drawings spun like leaves in a cyclone. And at the center stood Mercy. Voice. You drew her name. Now say it again. Nia stood her ground. Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't flinch.
You didn't deserve what happened. I'm sorry. I see you now.
Mercy tilted her head, then smiled. For the first time. Her body glowed and cracked apart into tiny shreds of paper floating in the air. Grandma Eloise screamed as the house trembled. Drawings peeled from the walls, windows shattered, and room 208 glowed like fire from within. But then, stillness.
She's gone, finally.
A single drawing floated to the ground. 3 girls, Angela, Nia, and Mercy, holding hands. At school the next day, Jada unpacked Nia's backpack and found something she didn't recognize. A drawing of her, standing inside room 208. Behind her, a small figure, smiling.
What the hell is this?
She turned. The hallway behind her flickered. A giggle echoed, then silence.
I got a scar, but my soul never told. We was trying to flex, now we flexing with stress. I guess love don't look like success. Block love, it's a different kind of
By the
pace.
block,
Boy,
for the
say
block.
love, but it'll
You
never
know who
be the
made
same.
this.
We was hood, rich, broke, car still playing the game on the block.